we're all gamers, obviously, and we all know like there's like the cool side of gaming, and then there's like the stupid side of gaming where like you're stuck in a vent behind someone in Counter-Strike or something like that, and you can't get around them. Yeah. Yeah,
you can swing.
Yeah, just like the stupid. So like we do some gags this season that are like those, like, oh my god, that's happened to me so many times. So we do a couple of those that I'm really excited about.
That's my favorite part of the series.
Yeah, you don't want to be just picking low-hanging fruit. And the other thing is like with the reality of the games, you're kind of trying to go for like the emotional reality of playing games. Like we always joke, like in season 1, like Locke can put a grenade on Brian's head and like do a duck walk and stuff like that. And there's a certain amount of like there's a bit of a game where we're like, this is what it feels like to be in a video game, and that's what we're trying to convey more than like an actual like. Well, technically, he could only move like this one, I think.
What do you think about the global influence you have nowadays? Because you're really big, or you're the smart here.
There are some. You're speaking of the fan subs. There's some fan dubs of season 1 and season 2 that are great. Like and I remember that was like the first time I was like, oh wow, this is like this show. Like people are watching it.
Estudiarás motores de física. No estudiarás bellas artes, estudiarás el arte de la guerra.
It was like this German dub of episode 1 of season 1 and it's just the guy who did the law just had like this deep German voice, and I just lost my mind. It was so great. But yeah. Yeah, the Spanish dub was great too, yeah.
Well, what is your favorite type of sequence to shoot on the show?
It's so weird. Yeah, right? It's weird because it always feels like one day we're shooting one thing and the next day we're shooting something completely different. Like we're shooting 10 different movies at the same time. I myself really enjoy shooting, and even though I don't think we're still learning. I think that's the one thing we don't have a lot of experience with because it's very hard to get experience in it. I really like shooting car stuff. Car action is really interesting because it's very difficult and it's a very cumbersome process because you're not talking about moving people around. You're not talking about, hey, jump over here and fly over this. It's okay, this car needs to move from point A to point B. This is a 4,000-pound chunk of steel we have to put in. It just adds so much weight and time. It's very difficult to shoot the car stuff, but it's also some of the most rewarding things that you do because you're not just shooting it and sitting by a tripod. You're riding in the back of a motorcycle at 40 miles an hour and hoping that you don't careen off a cliff and getting a shot and trying to make sure it's in focus.
Main influence what we do.
Pretty much a lot. We draw a lot of inspiration from old movies that we grew up with. So Spielberg, heck, The Matrix, everything. The Matrix, Spielberg, Matt's a big Kurosawa fan. It's a whole range of cinematic influences that's sort of colored by our gaming sort of background. For us, I think our generation is about video games and the sort of visual language that is conveyed therein, and pretty much anything and everything for the most part. Games and movies and all the classic stuff.
In terms of VGHS, I feel like the biggest, like the influences on the show, we talk a lot about the movie Speed Racer, the Wachowski brothers movie, Wachowski's movie, which is a masterpiece. There's a not little known, but there's this YouTube short called Overdrift, which I encourage you all to check out, which we're obsessed with, and it was just like it was kind of like to us like this sort of beacon of like what tight economical storytelling and like a web content can be, because it's like an entire movie in 4 minutes and it's ridiculous. There's obviously like a lot of John Hughes sort of grace notes in there in terms of like the teenage stuff. Definitely like we're very interested in being like telling something really heartfelt, like almost like kind of like Freaks and Geeks or something like that. Like we wanted to make sure we were doing like an honest teenage coming of age story with guns and explosions.
That's a great show.
Yeah.
That's a great reference.
Yeah.
Hi, Born to Play. I'm Will Campos. I'm Freddie Wong. This is what you're watching. Thank you for watching Born to Play, and thanks for watching us and our show.
We love you.
Love you.